Okay, I want to do a brief overview of the different types of QuickBooks Online subscriptions and how you can decide what's going to work best for your business. So just to get started, there's 5 types: self-employed, simple start, essentials, online plus, and then online advanced. These are all QuickBooks Online. There's just 5 different types. So first thing to look at is number of users. If you're a business that has, an accounting department and you have more people that you need to get involved in, bill payment or invoicing or something like that, you need to look at this first to make sure that this is going to satisfy your needs. So let's start with self-employed. This is really a kind of a bare bones solution. It's really good if you need to basically just categorize your bank transactions, for a side hustle, or even if you're just, a freelancer that doesn't really have a lot of bills that come in, it's more just project based. This is a pretty good solution. It'll give you an idea of your estimated tax liability if you file a Schedule C, which is what you should be doing if you're self-employed. Mileage tracking, which is a cool feature. Simple invoices, so you can't customize them, but you can send invoices to customers, via email, things like that. And then separate business and personal expenses. Again, just kind of categorizing bank transactions as they come through. The next is Simple Start, 1 user for that. This allows you to customize your invoices, so you can add like a business logo and custom terms, things like that. Sales receipts, that means basically if you have a customer that pays you on the spot, so if you perform a service and you get paid that same day, that's when you're going to need a sales receipt. It basically just shows that they paid you. And then product and service items, you can separate your, on your invoices, different products and services. Estimates to customers, this is really important if you're like a construction contractor and you need to give a potential customer an estimate before you get to invoice them. This is really useful because you can do an estimate from your computer, or you can do it on the mobile app, which comes free with all of these, by the way. And then you can convert that estimate into an invoice later, which is a really cool feature. Sales tax, if you have any sales tax obligations, you need at least Simple Start. Statements is when you need to send your customers a statement at the end of the month if they haven't paid you yet. This will give them a nice little reminder. Convert from QuickBooks Desktop. If you have used Desktop in the past and you don't want to lose all that data, it might be a good idea to at least start with Simple Start. Import lists from Excel. Integrate apps. QuickBooks Online is really great. They continuously add new apps that integrate with their software. So if you have like a POS system that you need to integrate information with, usually you can check all their integrations on their site, but they do have a lot of them and they add more every day. Printing checks, if you need to write checks to your vendors and you want to print them out, have a nice formal business check, this is a nice solution. Payroll, this gives you the ability to process payroll. It doesn't come with Simple Start or Essentials or anything like that. It's an add-on that you have to do. So it will allow you to pay your employees, but you have to pay a little bit extra for the add-on. And it allows you to process direct deposit directly from the software. Gives you a nice kind of employee portal and things like that. So it's really nice. You can prepare and file 1099 miscellaneous. So if you have contractors that you need to file 1099s at the end of the year, this is a nice feature. You can track the payments to them and file these pretty quickly. And then progress invoicing. If you have jobs that kind of drag on for a while and you need to get paid halfway through, this is a good solution for that. To move on to Essentials, so Essentials we have up to 3 users. And this is the biggest difference between Essentials and Simple Start, is the accounts payable feature. The majority of the businesses that I work with, at the very least, will start with Essentials just because of this feature. If you have bills to pay and you need a bill payment solution, you want to enter your bills as they come in and sort them by due date and pay them directly from the software, this is what you need. You need at least Essentials. Custom fields can be useful if you have special information that you want to track. You can kind of add custom fields and track that information. Recurring transactions. This is a nice feature if you have something that happens every month, like let's say you want to make an automated bill to pop up 5 days before your rent is due, a bill to your landlord. This is kind of a nice feature for things like that. Multi-currency, delayed charges, time tracking is a useful feature if you are a bill by the hour type of business. And then billable hours is another feature. So as you track time, you can then, when you go to invoice the customer, you can add on any hours that have been accrued by you or some of your staff. All right, so now we're on to Plus. This is up to 5 users. This allows you to, basically the biggest difference between Plus and Essentials is inventory, which is why a lot of people end up upgrading to Plus. And then on top of that, they have a lot of cool reporting features. So you can do expenses by customer, class tracking, location tracking, and project tracking. So I'll kind of lump all 4 of these together. Expenses by customer allows you to track your income and expenses by each customer and produce reports on it. So if you want to see, how profitable each of your clients or customers are, you can kind of get a good overview from using this feature. Class tracking is like when you want to track, let's say residential versus commercial work or something like that. That's a really cool feature. And then location tracking will allow you, if you have multiple locations within your company, you can produce financial statements that have separate reporting by location, which is pretty useful. Customer types as well. You can group customers into different categories, so you can kind of run reports on that. Budgets, if you have any projections to do, if you like to budget, each year and see how you made out, then this is a really cool feature. Price rules is something where it allows you to take, let's say, a specific customer type and make a price rule saying this customer type gets 15% off for the next 3 months on all purchases. This is something that's a newer feature, so I'm sure they're going to add more to it as we go. Project tracking, again, this is sort of for like maybe a construction contractor with longer term projects. If you want to get kind of a project overview for one specific job and make sure you're on track and your project is profitable, this is a cool feature for that. Purchase orders, and then reports only users if you have a user that just needs to, kind of access the data and not actually mess with any transactions. And then the next one is advanced. I don't really have that many clients that use advanced. It's got some really cool features. It's got custom user permissions. You can import invoices. So if you have a separate software that you invoice from, you can import that information into Online Advanced. It's also got the smart reporting powered by Fathom. This is a really cool feature. If you don't know what it is, I would recommend going on Fathom's website and just kind of checking out what that's all about. But a really cool feature. You have to have your books in really good order to get the most out of the Fathom features. But again, very cool. And then priority support, free training. That kind of goes without saying. But that's just kind of a general overview. If you have any more specific questions or need answers for your specific company, I'm an accounting firm in Illinois, Casey Moss Tax and Accounting, LLC. You can find me at CaseyMossTax.com. Thanks.